spend a lot of time watching YouTube stuff, and sometimes people will apologise all the time for, oh, I haven't done any content because of, well, largely what I'm doing with the Jag is I'm doing this for myself, for fun, for almost like remembering some of the bits I do on the car, and if it helps people along the way, then great. But I thought I'd show you the normal life that I've got. I moved house, I mentioned on another one. As you can see behind me, there's just towels hanging everywhere. The kitchen's a mess, washing in different places. And my favourite thing, hold on, just down there, look. So I've got a combination of tools and pipes, and this is probably mostly like most people's houses. I found that underneath this floor here, it's just dirt onto the lower level, and there was these pipes. The pipes that were in there, I'd probably been in there since the 70s, and I think they'd started to leak and corrode. I've still got even a little bit of seepage from there. This radiator was replaced, so the previous owners had a stair lift going up the stairs, and that pipe there, which has been soldered, is leaking a little bit. There's a little bit damp down there, so not clear. Anyway, that's enough of the house stuff. If you've tuned in to watch XFR bits, and I'm talking about my car, that's not much help to you. What I'm doing at the minute is I've got a little list of little bits that I want to try and tackle. Normally I try and do a few bits of a video, so again, this is up to you if you want to skip through to different bits or not. What I like to do is to do a video on the thing I'm fixing, whereas with this one I've got a few little bits, and as I get bored on one I might go to the other, so there's probably going to be a combination of a few different things I want to sort out at once. But let me just show you what I've done on my big Discovery here, because it's very similar to a job I'm going to tackle in a minute. So on the Discovery, you can see obviously the Jag in the reflection. On the Discovery I had a problem where the bonnet wasn't closing properly, wasn't catching properly, but also the keys with combination work. Oh look, black and red ladybird. Right, the keys didn't always work. It'd be intermittent about what it was, and I think it was due to on this side. And then, yeah, good. If you're watching for the XFR stuff, this is a very similar combination for the XF. I've looked at the catches. So in here, in this catch, there's a switch that's connected. Or was it the other side? I can't remember now. But one of them has got a little micro switch on it, so that when the bonnet is closed, the micro switch touches, and then that sends the signal back to say that this is all okay. I only got the bonnet open a couple of times, even though the bonnet was closed. But I also found out that when I took this one to pieces, or this one, wherever it must be there, look, that's the cable to it. When I took it out, the plug, it's got two pins in that goes into there that creates a little connection. And also what I've done is put like a little not a paper clip, like a little staple in the hole to create the circuit. That started to corrode a little bit. It is really breezy. So I've had that out, changed the switch, changed the catch, and then I realised that this catch was also sort of not working. So that one was locking fully, that one wasn't, so I've replaced both catches. On here, it's dead simple, look. Just two bolts with obviously a star head on them. Pull them out, disconnect the cables under there, a bit like a mountain bike type of cable, and you plug back in again. The cable on here, I didn't like, well, it wasn't working fully, so I think I bought a cable for this. The cable on this one runs from here through to here, and then down to there, and then from there into the car. Fortunately, I've replaced that section here only, and it's been okay. So, over to the Jag. There you go, closed first time. Also in here, one of my jobs for today, ticked off my list. The handle over there, under there. The handle was a nightmare to put back in again. Well, not to put back in again. The handle itself was on a little star piece. I'm just ducking, trying to get a decent bit out of the wind. So the handle itself was on a little star. That wasn't a problem. It was a bit of plastic that covers the handle that I took out to try and get the cable out when I was going to do that. The cover was a pain, and the clips were almost broken, but not quite. Right, so on here, similar again. The catches that we've got, so it's very similar. It's a bolt head rather than a star head. It's on both sides. I believe there's only the clip on this side. You can see that's the micro switch. I've already had these out, so I bought 2 new ones on eBay. The seller was stating that the catches fit all XFs. Well, that's a false economy. You'll notice, I'll show you actually on on the catches I've got. Oh, come on. So the catches on here, they look very similar. Yeah. So you can see almost the same thing. There's the holes there that are the same. And then on this one, so on the previous and on the Discovery, the cable was inside there, look. And then you've got the little, obviously got the little micro switch there, which just connects. The issue I've got here is the plug. I'm trying to hold three things at once. The plug here is much bigger than the plug that's attached to the back of that switch. That plug is the same size as the plug on the Discovery. So if you are buying these, just be very careful that you need to buy the one with the correct size plug on it. In so doing, being that it's a Jaguar, it's a pain in the bum, I've already noted that there are lots and lots of similarities between this and the Discovery, because they're very similar year. The Discovery is a 2009, this is a 2010, so there are a lot of similarities. However, I've noted that this is a much more cramped area to be working in. The Discovery was difficult enough. I've done a video on the cam belt on that, so this is going to be even harder. Right, so on here, what I've also noted, there's a little rubber boot there, which has got a clip on it, like a circlip, and as I tried to pull the clip, it snapped. So now I'm thinking I probably need to replace the entire cable. So that's one of my jobs for today, is to try and find out how that cable gets in and out. It will be, it is the same. So on the bottom you've got, on this you've got three, look, 1, 2, 1, 2 and 3 little parts for the cable to go through. So that's dead simple. But I want to find out where that cable goes to. It looks like it goes down under the headlight and then out to here, which is dead simple. Nice and easy, but then it looks like it disappears down through here and into the cabin. I'm hoping that it's dead easy to take the wheel arch liner off and get to it. I'm not sure I want to run with that clip being broken, because I've got a suspicion that that will cause it to work intermittently. I don't want that. I want my bonnet to be absolutely super secure first of all, but on top of that I want to make sure that if I need to open it, which I suspect I will do with this beast of an engine, I need to be able to get into it easily as well. So that's job one, to find out how the cable runs through. I've ordered, or not ordered, I'm waiting for the new brackets to come in. So currently the car is off the road. I do not want to run it when the catches don't work, and I don't really want to put these ones on if I need to replace them with different. It may be that I can get away with using this one on this side because it hasn't got the plug on it, and I can't reuse that plug because I managed to crack the little clip, but I don't even think that would fit in there anyway. Right, that's job one. Job number two, I want to go under the car, I want to jack it up, get underneath it and have a good look underneath it, because I haven't done that yet. I suspect the banana arms are not great. If I can see visually or I can measure them or something, that will be helpful. Job number three, you can see what I've already started to do here, the induction kit that I bought. So I've got these Ramair things on here. Really, I should be doing them after I've done the other bits, but I haven't done it yet. These hoses, they seem a bit flexible. I'm still not sure I'm 100% comfortable with them, but I want to fit them and see where they are and see how they go. It might be that I need to get a bracket or something to hold them and make them nice and secure. I can't seem to see that there's a section here. I can't find a link to it in the UK anyway. There seems to be a couple on American listings for about 200 quid with a stainless pipe. So if anyone's got a link to a UK listing where the pipes are a bit more reasonable than that, then share it please. But I might need to heat that up or do something to get the metal sleeve to go on, and then obviously got the MAF sensors to go back in as well. And the last job I'm going to try and do today, well not the last one, I've got two more jobs to do. Last one I'm going to look at today is the door cards. So on this side, both the front and the rear, the door handles this bit doesn't work particularly well. I suspect from other people's comments it's related to the actuator inside the door rather than the actual handle itself. I do have other handles and I will be getting new actuators, I think. I want to take the door cards apart first, because looking at listings, some have got 2 plugs, some have got 3 plugs, and I think some have even got 4, so it will depend on your car. So I'll have a look at the actuators that are on it before I definitely go and finalise those. Last job I want to do today is, once it's up and running, or hopefully it's up and running, I did have a bit of a coolant leak, and as you can see there's a little bit more gone, so I want to check and see if there's any obvious place where that water's coming from. I'm not going to do a full inspection on that today. My sneaking suspicion is that I can't see a receipt for the water pump being done, and I think it is somewhere deep down and dirty in there. So if it is, then that is going to be a long old job. I'm not worried about tackling it. It's a job I should be able to do, but yeah, it's not one I'll be looking forward to doing. But let's see if I can find anywhere where that's leaking from. So let's crack on with some stuff. Okay, so that's pleasing to see. The door card, this is the front right door card that's been that I've taken off. The good news behind this is that I think I've seen a receipt for the speakers being replaced. I'm not sure why, but obviously with paint on it there, it shows that that's probably the one that's been replaced from somewhere. But also all of the clips around have been clipped back in. There's one that's been mashed, so I'll try and get a replacement for that. But beyond that, it does seem like it's all done. The clips themselves seem to be okay, so I think we're in pretty good shape on that. It's always a bit of an indication. If someone's taken a car to pieces and then put it back together again, if they put it back together badly, loads of these clips would be gone and loads of stuff wouldn't work. So fortunately we look okay. The actuator should be behind there. To get the door card off, if you want to do it on an XF, it's largely similar to how you take off most door cards. In this instance, there's in the inside you can see there's a bracket there, and one there. You've got a little cover on the door card there, and you've got two covers inside of the handle. One's there, one's there. You have to pop those covers out, and then inside behind there, and you can see how filthy the car is at the minute. Inside behind there, you've got that one is the smallest one, and obviously those two and the bolts that come out, both Torx pieces, and that releases. You have to just pull and pry the door off to get the clips apart. Inside, you've then got, depending on your spec of your car, it'll be, but then there's just clips on here that need to be removed from the electrical pieces. And on the door handle, you'll see that's the little bit there that needs to be released. Careful. That's the piece that needs to be released, and that's your cable there, that goes into that bit. So door card removal was quite straightforward, thankfully. On to the next bit. Well, door card wise, nice and straightforward. I think it's fair to say that the actuator system is a bit crap, isn't it? I had a little breather and looked at a video and found that yeah, they've taken the window out, which I'm really not keen to do. I wanted to take the actuator out to make sure when I'm ordering the replacement that I've got the right one, rather than the whatever plugs system there is. As I've done it, I can't see a way to do it without taking the window arm off. Not the window arm, the bracket for holding the window, but I'll show you what I've done. And I'm probably going to need to do a separate video just to explain how difficult this is. And when I say difficult on this particular model, it's the XFs, I think, all the same. I do like having this great big space here. It's just a few bolts to take the inner part of the door card off with the speaker on it. That's okay, it's out of the way. But then inside the door, that's what we've got out. So I've taken this whole thing out, but it wasn't easy. On this particular model, I don't know if it must be because it's keyless. The door handle, well, that should be still dangling somewhere. There's your door handle. Of course, there are wires in the door handle, so you can't even take the actuator out of the door without first getting the door handle disconnected with the wires. Now the wires are, so they're really thin wires anyway, and I mean I think there's a bit of, oh hang on, there you go, there's a little bit of damage on them, which I may have caused or may not, so I'm going to have to, I hope there's no major damage, and put some insulating tape around them. There we go. But that is off of this little clip here. The clip then goes inside of the handle mechanism. I don't know if that's working or not. It's also badged, you'll see there, look. Badged as a Volvo part. Right, where were we? So, I was just explaining about this part, and then the phone rang. It's a Volvo part. Well, at least parts of it are. So there's a Volvo badge. But this
on the video I've seen, that is attached to this under normal circumstances, and it isn't. And then that is attached to that, which seems a bit flimsy. It's got the rivet in there holding it on, and this is the actual actuator itself. So I'm going to replace that bit because I think it's not working properly, but I don't know whether actually the combination of the flappy and not being very well connected is largely what's down to the issue. The door locks have been working, just not working very well. So maybe, see, I'm doing this on the fly. I'm going to potentially take the rear one off next and find out if the rear is as bad as the front, because if that's floppy but working and the rear one is not as good, so maybe the rear one's knackered. I don't know. Let's go and look at the rear. So here now, with the ad hoc fun nature of today's video, I fitted that. I didn't go on the rear door, I've just fitted that instead. It does, so the kit, I bought it from a chap, I can't put his name just on there, but I bought it from someone off of one of the forums. It came with the pipe, it came with the Jubilee clips and the cone. The pipe's obviously got the sensor locator in it, and that seems to fit lovely, so I don't think I'm going to have any issues, hopefully no issues with the ECU. It does flap around far too much for me though. Whether there was meant to be a bracket in this originally or not, I do have a nice big gaping hole where the old airbox was, so if you look this side, obviously that's the old airbox, that's the original airbox that's gone, or that's coming out this side, with the MAF on it. So I think my best bet will be to probably try and, I might just cable tie these down to keep them tucked down and not flap around everywhere. Also, if it's tucked down, I've put the other tube back in, so any cold air blowing in from here that comes down will at least, you know, be in a similar location to where the Ramair kit is. Yeah, also I'm not going to clamp it down just yet, because this is where the cable run comes through, so I want to allow access in case I want to change that bonnet cable. So I'm going to flip to the other side, won't do a video on that bit, and then I'm going to go to the rear door. So the rear door has been taken to pieces, door card's off. The I don't know, this obviously it looks like it's been replaced previously, which looks like a second-hand unit. Looking at the complexities of how many little tiny bits of plastic are in there, springs, brackets, all sorts of things, I'm not comfortable buying used myself. This part, which is the door handle, that's also got some damage on it. And again, look at the intricacies. It might even be that it was designed that inside there it's got like a little spring, and then the clip comes right round, and that might be the way that you're supposed to pull that plug out. I don't know, but that just seems, it all just seems really fiddly and small, and I'm not keen on any of it. So I think it might be a case of punting for two complete units. So if I do that, I'm gonna probably do a separate video of the whole teardown of, or how you would take it apart and put it together, because there are a couple of, I think on XFs they're all exactly the same. There's a couple of different pieces on this because it's the XFR, but mostly because it's got the keyless entry system. So I think I'll do a separate video for that. Next up, I'm going to have a little look under the car, and then that's it for today. That's all I'm going to do, and then I'll get some new bits. Right, so underneath, and it's pretty good news by the looks of it. I think I've got some receipts as well that say that some of the suspension stuff's been done, but when you can probably tell from under here, there's a little bit of obviously surface corrosion, but so many of these suspension arms have been done. Like the top one there looks fairly fresh. Get around the sort of the subframe, there's a bit of crust. It looks like it may have been, I don't know if that's an under seal that's flaking off a bit. Do we can make that out in there? And then it's true for the rest of the car. And there are, I think, it looks like all of the under trays are still in place. There's a couple that are missing their bolts, which isn't, you know, to be unexpected at this age. But just generally speaking, it looks all right. I can tell from the rear the X pipe from the Spire system's in, as well as the rear pipes. The discs on, I don't know if you can make out over there. The discs are, I think on the inside, it was the last MOT. They're not brilliant, but they'll do for now until I get around to them. So overall, generally speaking, the underneath does look pretty good.
So that's another thing I did. I managed to break that bit of green off of the badge. Interesting. But generally speaking, I think there are bits that need sorting. I will get onto them. That's a kind of just a general thing from this video. Feel free if you know I'm doing this for my fun. If you like some bits on here and there are certain bits you want me to go into more depth on, then let me know. I do. I'm gonna now. I've had to think about this. I went out, went to the gym. I'm gonna order. I think the door internals. I'm gonna order brand new parts for that. I don't like them. There's little bits of plastic here and there, little springs that if you get a used one or you get something that's not quite right, or if I buy one part and it doesn't fix the problem, I've got to take it all apart again. I think it's best probably in this case just to suck it up, buy all new bits and do the whole of the door inside again, because that's it, it's done then. And hopefully it won't be too much money. That's sorted. I want to get a new, I just, the toe and I think I had a look once before and found them a pain to try and find the right one, the right colour or anything, but I think that needs to be done as well. I can't leave that. It just fell out again. The grill fell out, but there's a few bits. I've had a little go on the whatchamacallits, the Ramair filters, and the it did make a bit of a noise, a bit of a sort of a funny odd hunting for revs and stuff like that when I first turned it on. So maybe just that the ECU's relearning with the new air filtration coming in. And that's about it for now. So yeah, that's it for this video. If you want to see any more bits on it, then let me know.